Power Rangers time!
Geekvolution!
Any episode they find!
Geekvolution!
Every single kind! Go, Cap and Jayson!
Go, Cap and Jayson! Go, Cap and Jayson! Geekvolution! Cap and Jayson!
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Go, Cap and Jayson. I am Captain Logan.
And I'm Jason.
Thus, Go, Cap and Jayson. Today, Jason and I are going to be watching a little bit of Power Rangers Zeo. We're going to watch the 27th episode of the sequel to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which of course kind of just feels like more Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and it's the Power of Gold. I picked this one because the Gold Ranger is probably my favorite design. I mean, as far as Mighty Morphin goes, it kind of battles. It kind of goes back and forth between white and green. I usually kind of side with white. And recently, I got from Eric for Christmas the Legacy White Ranger Saba sword. So I'm really leaning toward White Ranger right now. I'm really in a White Ranger mood. But overall, out of the whole series, everything, I think Gold Ranger is probably still my favorite. And I love the Gold Ranger staff. I wish they'd make a Legacy one of those.
Yeah, me too.
And so I thought we would do his introduction today, or at least the introduction to the Gold Ranger himself. Of course, this is not the Jayson version yet, and we'll get to him later down the line in this show. But originally, I had planned on doing one of the pilots. We talked about maybe doing the new show, maybe doing RPM, but for a couple different reasons, I decided to go ahead and go for this instead. Partly because, Jason, your brother really wanted to watch Power Rangers, and he was wanting some Mighty Morphin characters, so we ended up doing this. Jason, it's been a really long time since you've seen Zeo. Do you remember very much about this show?
I remember King Mondo.
You remember King Mondo and the Machine Empire?
Mm-hmm. And that guy, and that, weird guy, I forget.
His Scottish henchman?
Yeah. I don't know why they made him Scottish.
I think it's because they're doing this kind of, like, regal, British thing. With royalty, centuries ago in England, you had a lot of people from other places in Europe that would get mixed up in that. So you had, like, Mary Queen of Scots and things like that in the Tudor era, and so they're kind of just aping and like ripping off royalty in England with those kind of like those kind of stereotypes with the language, or I should say with the accents.
Yeah. Oh.
Yep. So that's what they're doing. Okay. So anyway, we're gonna watch The Power of Gold. This one is interesting because it's kind of just 20 minutes of action. So I don't know what exactly we're going to have to say about this as we go along, but you can watch it with us, and we will do our best to make it entertaining. If you would like to watch the episode with us, and we encourage you to do so, the easiest way to watch it, of course, is on Netflix. All of Power Rangers still is on Netflix, and you can go to the 27th episode, The Power of Gold, get it at timestamp 0, and get ready to press play when I say now. And otherwise, of course, you can watch it along with DVDs or whatever other way you may have access to the show. And, Jason, you ready to get started?
Yep.
Here we go. Everybody, please press play right now.
Now.
And, of course, if you're watching this with us, you're now going to hear the song that we stole for our theme song again. This also, incidentally, is maybe my favorite of the theme songs. I like this a lot. I always liked the kind of mysterious sound of the Zeo theme. And as I've talked about before in other Power Rangers videos, I was a kid, of course, when Mighty Morphin was on, and was I was really hip deep in it during season 3, which is kind of when I got in full-fledged as a Power Rangers fan.
Yeah.
And after season 3, they made a real big deal out of course, the destruction of the command center, and oh no, what's going to happen, and how are we going to bring the Power Rangers back? And obviously, it was going to be with the Zeo crystal, but they treated it like this big mystery, and of course, there was actually really nothing mysterious about it whatsoever.
Yeah.
But they kind of made a big event about it, and then they sort of took the tone of that hiatus and kind of made that the tone of the show.
Yeah. What are they looking for? Or what are they doing?
They're
Something
looking
about
for
distress signals?
Yeah, there's some kind of a signal that Mondo's setting out, and he's kind of just leading them on a wild goose chase to split them up.
Oh.
And they really should be able to tell that this is all just a trap. But the Power Rangers are not always the brightest crayons in the box, and luckily they win all the time because they're the good guys. There's Orbis.
Yeah. Orbis.
His job is to make squeaky noises and sound irritating and make monsters grow. That's what he does.
There's that guy. I like that guy. Why does he have
Sprocket?
crystals on his head? It's weird.
That must power him.
Yeah.
That's probably how he's powered. So, I feel like if all Power Rangers was like this episode, your mom might like Power Rangers more.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because your mom doesn't like the kind of sitcom aspect of Power Rangers and the kind of air quotes human drama aspect of Power Rangers, for lack of a better term. So, as I've said before, your mom just wants the suits and the monsters and not the, teenage stuff. And
Yeah.
this episode gives us that. It's pretty much just in costume stuff, and it feels relatively epic for this show.
Yeah. Cogs. I fought a cog before.
Yeah, you did fight a cog, Power Morphicon.
Uh-huh.
And we also saw a Gold Ranger there.
Yep.
Fantastic Gold Ranger costume. But yeah, really, this is the stuff that we come to Power Rangers for, and there are things, of course, I like about the out-of-costume stuff, and just often the absurdity and audacity of that, but I also really like episodes like this, and I feel like the farther into the show we got, the more we did episodes like this.
Yeah. Yeah. There's Tommy's weird voice.
His weird voice.
He has a weird voice when he's fighting.
Do you think it just doesn't sound real natural the way he delivers dialogue, or?
Well, just how he makes the sounds that you make when you fight.
It's the normal Jason, Dave, and Frank, Zia stuff, right? Like, what's weird about it?
I don't know.
He does grunt a lot. Tommy likes to grunt a lot.
Yeah.
There's always a lot of
There's the guy with the horns.
That's Wolfbane.
Oh.
Not one of my favorite monster designs by any stretch.
I don't like his design either.
But it's kind of fun that while we're acting like the stakes are really super high in this episode, and we treat it with tonally really epically, you've also got this kind of stereotypically silly monster that's just got this big bad wolf motif.
Yeah. The power shield is my favorite weapon.
Is it?
Yeah. And I have a toy one.
Yeah. Yeah, you got all the Zeo weapons.
Yeah. Except the yellow one and the good one.
Oh, it didn't come with all... Well, I've got the gold staff now.
Yeah.
Which was kind of a coveted thing from my childhood that I somehow lost. I mean, I've kept a lot of stuff from my childhood, but some of the Power Ranger stuff got misplaced because I split it up with my siblings. And so I didn't have the Gold Ranger staff for the longest time. And finally, weirdly, after Power Morphicon, I found one at a vintage stock here locally. And could not believe it. Yeah, paid $20 for it.
Is that Pyramidus?
Very exciting. That's Pyramidus.
Mm-hmm.
That's a ship. Okay, so Mondo's about to make a Mondo boneheaded move here. He decides for no good reason except we don't know how to write the Power Rangers out of this next scene, and probably because we don't have more footage of them fighting Wolfbane from the Sentai, he's gonna although I don't know if Wolfbane is theirs or ours, but anyway, he just takes the cogs away and he takes Wolfbane away just because he saw a spaceship and it might have a crystal in it.
What?
Yeah. Because it's not like he's going to have Wolfbane do anything. It's not like he needs to take him off the board so we can have him do something else. Like they need to reallocate resources or something. He's not actually going to do anything except just track this ship. So it's almost like if Mondo has any... Like he can't multitask at all. Even to the point of delegation. It's like, I can't just delegate my people to do things. If I'm not, I must be focused on exactly one thing at a time, all the time, and that's hysterical. And this episode is kind of acting like, for a kid's show, that this is like a master strategist kind of episode, that it's like, battle on multiple fronts, and Mondo's got all these things to keep track of, and the Power Rangers have all these things to keep track of. And of course, it's not that complicated.
Yeah.
But it's treating it like it's war strategy kind of show.
Yeah.
And that was the most Mondo boneheaded move Mondo could make.
Yeah. Yeah. There's, does Billy usually not have his glasses? Or...
Yeah, he doesn't have his glasses past, I think, season 2, if memory serves. Certainly all through this show, we go to kind of a hipper-looking Billy, and he's not being made fun of for his geekiness anymore. And he's just kind of the brains behind the operation now. The question we must all ask ourselves is, why do you need Alpha anymore? Because Billy is pretty much doing Alpha's job, but confidently. I mean, excuse me, but competently, and we don't need him.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you notice he doesn't have as much dialogue and stuff to do anymore once we put Billy in that role. And the big drama for Billy this season, of course, is, oh no, I don't get to be a Power Ranger anymore. Isn't that sad? And that kind of puts him in the, is the closest we get to actual character drama in this show is, oh no, I can't be a Ranger, or oh no, my power is failing me, and I feel bad about it because I want to help out and save the world, but also because it makes me feel, it's where some of my security comes from. It makes me, feel relevant and important. Billy kind of takes the role that Tommy has through a lot of season 2 when his Green Ranger powers are failing him.
Yeah, I really like Alpha from space.
Do you?
In space.
So a question I have about this whole other Zeo crystal thing is simply, didn't we always talk about the Zeo? And it's been a while since I've watched any of this stuff in sequence, but if memory serves, through season 3, Mighty Morphin, we talk about the Zeo crystal like there's one Zeo crystal.
Oh.
And now they're like, oh, maybe there's another one. It's giving off this power. And I think we're really ambiguous, again, if memory serves, past this with Trey from Triforia and the Gold Ranger stuff, as to whether he has a Zeo crystal or it's actually powered by something else that just gives off a similar signature.
Yeah. Why did somebody just say, oh no, not again, and then I think either Kat or Tanya said, oh no, not again.
I don't know.
It's weird.
I don't know, I was talking, I missed that part.
This is really weird.
In the subtitles, in parentheses, it says, kayaing.
That's funny. Kayaing. It's not a word.
Interesting how this equipment is the same color as the Gold Ranger. Mm-hmm. It's all gold and black like the Gold Ranger. Yeah. I'm sure that's intentional on the part of the producers.
Cog City.
They're in Cog City.
Whenever there's a bunch of cogs, they call it Cog City.
Yeah.
Green.
So we're going to play it like a big mystery with Billy, because of course he's complaining about, he's really sad that he can't help out and be a Power Ranger, and then at the end he disappears for some reason, and then shows up, and they're like, oh, where have you been? And he's like, I just had something I had to do, and then he kind of, it looks like maybe he's feigning surprise, we'll get there in a couple minutes, that there is another Ranger now, and they're trying to make you think that it's him. And then, of course, it ends up not being him at all. And I don't know if, retroactively, they make it clear at all what it was he was going off and doing. I imagine not. I can't remember now. Again, it's been a while since I've watched this stuff in sequence. Mm-hmm. But I always assumed that they're trying to kind of subvert expectations, because anytime we've made a big mystery out of a thing like that, it's always exactly who you think it'll be. The problem with it, of course, is it's actually not anybody you've ever heard of until we bring Jayson in. And then that isn't a big, again, if I'm remembering this right, that's not a big reveal like, oh, who's been in the suit? It's who did we pull in to take it from Trey? And we don't find out in this episode who the Gold Ranger is or where he came from. But what I think is really weird about it is, you clearly had a spaceship that this Ranger comes in, flying in from space, and then you try to make the audience at the end think it was Billy all along?
Yeah, that's weird.
So what, did he, call a spaceship or know space aliens were coming with a spaceship? Like, why would anyone actually buy into that? But his look is so cool.
What is the song?
It's hilarious. I'm assuming this is Wasserman. He did all this music, as far as I know, and it sounds like him. His Gold Ranger song is hysterical.
Yeah.
Wait until we get to the whole lightning thing. When lightning strikes, quick as lightning, strong as steel. Watch out, danger, he's for real. You know when lightning strikes, it's Gold Ranger! That's hilarious. I love that. And we get it 3 times in this episode. That I did not remember. I did not remember the Gold Ranger song. It's hysterical.
That's funny.
When lightning strikes, it's Gold Ranger! So, this is kind of unlike the White Ranger thing, where that clearly came from another show. The Gold Ranger actually looks like a Zeo Ranger to me. He's got the whole shape thing going on. I mean, it's not like a standard geometric shape, but he's still got a shape on his mask, and his Zord is still kind of Egyptian-themed. Less vaguely Egyptian-themed, considering it's a pyramid, but their Megazord is very Egyptian-y, and it clearly comes from kind of the same place, and I wish, again, we're always really, really vague about mythology and Power Rangers, and there's never a real clear set of rules.
Yeah.
But, so, this is maybe an unfair request, but I would have loved to have had something tying them together instead of it just being a power that came from another planet.
Yeah.
Because there's really nothing actually especially alien about the Gold Ranger suit any more than the Zeo powers. Like, it would have been cool if maybe, and maybe I'm remembering this wrong, but I thought it was just he's a Ranger from another planet, sort of like the Aquatar Rangers. Maybe actually it is a Zeo crystal, and I'm just not remembering that, but it would be cool to make that an origin of the Zeo crystal, where the Triforians, came up with the power.
There's the big jump. I love the big jump.
Yeah, there's a hilarious jump, I say in air quotes, that we'll see in this a little bit after the Megazord, or in the middle of the Megazord fight.
Oh, really?
It's hilarious. Oh, yes. No, you know what I'm talking about. When they roll. No, just wait till we get there.
Oh, yeah.
It's hilarious. This, of course, is real standard and typical, where it's like, oh, is this guy on our side? Yeah, and you notice Jason's breathing because everybody's out of breath. You notice that when the Rangers get hurt, again, we're real vague about it. It's just, oh no, my chest. We just kind of hold our chest. And there's a shot in this where I think 3 of them in a frame are all going, oh no, my chest.
It's funny. What is that thing?
What
is that thing?
That's a Sphinx.
Oh. Oh,
Again,
yeah,
because
that is a
it's kind of vaguely Egyptian theme, or at least
Snakes.
the middle of it. No, it's not the sound Wolverine's claws make when they pop out.
Snakes.
This is one of my favorite Megazords. Not my favorite, but one of my favorites. I had the
Lion
and a lot of that is just
on his
nostalgia.
chest.
Although I do think it's a pretty good looking Megazord. But
Why is there a lion on his chest?
well, why are there any animals on Megazord's chest? We do that a lot. Again, it's because it's a Sphinx and it's got this kind of Egyptian motif. But
Sphinx. Sphinx.
it's not the sound Wolverine's claws make when they pop out. But anyway, I had this Megazord, played with it a lot when I was a kid. Really hard not to lose the helmets. It comes with all the different helmets. We don't see that in this Megazord fight, but do you remember that the helmets will come off, and then it will give them like it'll give the Megazord different powers.
Oh.
And then
yeah.
here comes the Red Battlezord that has the hilarious Rock'em Sock'em Robot Punch.
It's not a punch. He's just shooting.
Well, yeah, but like he does this, so like he's punching, and that's shooting out the missiles. Yeah.
Oh.
Or I guess the machine gun bullets.
Yeah.
And I like how Gold Ranger is just down on the ground rooting them on. Cheerleader Gold Ranger. We just met this guy. He's supposed to be like really awesome and nifty, and then he's just down there going, "Yeah, you go Rangers." And so you get so that's my favorite. That's hilarious. Imagine you're filming this and you just tell them, roll in front of the camera like you just fell out of a Megazord. It's hilarious. And so, of course, now he's gonna save the day. I don't know why he didn't just call Pyramidas in the first place. Maybe he just didn't want to steal their thunder. You know, but now he is, literally, stealing their thunder.
When thunder strikes...
When lightning strikes...
It's Gold Ranger! Pyramidas!
So I've always liked Pyramidas. I don't know why. I think it's just cool to have a giant Pyramid Zord. But it's not really fun to see it fight because it kind of just shoots out lightning. You know, basically just does like the one big special finishing move in a fighting game, and then he's gone. Like you can't do anything to it because it's just this big giant hunk of metal. And then the monster tries to hit it and can't do anything, and then you just do this. You just shoot lightning out. See, lightning is striking, and that's how we can tell it's Gold Ranger.
Yeah.
Now, how are the Power Rangers at this point not immediately going, why do we even need a Megazord anymore? What is the point of that? If we've got this guy as our ally. Of course, I guess at the end they are going to say, oh, we don't know if he's our ally, but... Whenever we do that, I wish we would do something to make a character a little bit more suspicious. We're like, yeah, you could be out for yourself and not actually the greater good or, you know, on our side with us. Like, you could have some other beef with King Mondo, but there's not any kind of reason to assume that.
Yeah.
So, do you like Mondo? I always thought he was kind of lame.
I kind of like him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And of course, I've talked about this before, but it's always really silly how we act like the Machine Empire is so much more powerful than Lord Zed. And then, of course, they get beaten in every episode, and they don't really feel like they're that much stronger or more powerful.
Here's the end.
And so this is what I was talking about earlier, where Billy comes out, and again, it looks like he's feigning ignorance about the Gold Ranger, but ultimately it will turn out that he actually is not the Gold Ranger. It would have been a really cool reveal if he had been, although, again, I don't know... And there's a whole thing with David Yost, and they're intentionally not letting him be a Ranger anymore. That's a whole thing. But even if they had done that, I would... Again, retroactively, you'd be like, but, like, how did you know these people with a pyramid from space? Like, why did it come from space? And then that's almost the show, like, patting itself on the back, going, look, we're so good at subverting expectations and having plot twists.
Yeah.
Do you like watching the bloopers?
Yeah. They don't do that anymore.
No, they haven't done that for a long time. But that was the thing they did kind of all the way through the Mighty Morphin era. I don't know if they do it like it's in space still, isn't it?
Yeah. Why is he just messing his hair up?
I'm sure there's a lot more silly stuff like that. It would have been cool because, like, it would make a lot of sense for this show. It'd be really cool if Power Rangers had, especially Mighty Morphin, had like a blooper reel disc that they put out at some point. And I don't think we did a lot of special features on the box set for the the complete box set. I don't have it yet, mostly because it's readily available and easy to watch. I have bought some Power Ranger seasons that I found just really inexpensively because I collect everything superhero, but it's not a priority because they don't have special features and I can watch them without having to pull discs out, streaming. So at some point I'll get that, but I don't think they put a whole lot of special features on it, and I kind of wish they'd done a little bit more with it. Especially because you have so many Power Ranger actors that are constantly going to conventions and are clearly, happy to talk about Power Rangers, and so it'd be cool if we could have gotten some commentaries and maybe some panels that weren't just, because I think they'd probably put like a Power Morphicon panel on there and stuff, but it'd be cool if they actually, got, I guess it costs money to do this, but if they actually, got some of the actors back into a studio to talk about it, and did a, special behind-the-scenes featurette or something. But anyway, Jason, do you have any idea what series we're going to go to next time? Do you have a plan? Do you want to reveal your plan if you have a plan, or do you want to keep it a secret?
Yes, I want to reveal.
You're going to reveal your plan. All right, what are we going to watch next time, Jason? At least tell me the series, even if you don't want to tell me the episode.
We're going to watch SPD.
SPD, cool. I have liked what little I've seen of that show. It looks like a lot of fun. Is that the one that has the Ferris wheel that turns into a Zord?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
I forget where that comes from.
That's one of the ones.
But SPD, they're like the police
Ninja
ones.
Storm?
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, I
that's
honestly don't remember.
Police one. Yeah.
With the big dog guy, who turns into a ranger later.
Yeah.
Who has like ears on his helmet, but they clearly could not possibly hold his ears because they're bigger and droopier than that. Well, that's exciting. I look forward to watching that with you.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, everybody, thanks a lot for listening. We sure appreciate it.
Fave.
It's your fave, is it? We'll see you next time when we watch some more Power Rangers on Go-Go, Cap, and Jayson. I am Captain Logan.
And I'm Jayson. It's morphin' time.
See you later, folks.